Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorpe International. Sorry about showing all the mess, but we've got the E5 running round, one because it was on the track, and to show that it's actually running and it won't stop running because I have a full circuit. And I'm going to show you what I've done, and I've also got a class 66 to show you with sound and a little bit of running of that. But it's great to have this and all the code 55 down for that circuit, not necessarily for this fully, as in there's another line to put through the station of code 55 for that particular circuit. So as I sit here, it'll go out of sight, and then there'll be buildings beyond the station, and you won't be able to see it there, maybe just glimpses maybe, but you'll see it come out of the tunnel and then goes round, which I can see until it goes out of sight again as it goes round the helix and under the Trestle bridge. And I'll show you that piece under the Trestle bridge just in case there's any new people haven't seen it. Right, so I'm going to extend that track and cutting from there to come out over there, roughly behind where the orange is on the bottle, in that area, before I start putting the station lines in. It's alright, the temporary one, not forgetting that's not a station line, and it is on this side of the cut, you know, that cutting, so that won't matter. But before I put any permanent track in, I need to sort that out. Right, I've cut that out and just stuck a bit of inch down because that piece there was 2 inch. The lower there's an inch and then a 2, so I've had to cut the whole of the 2 inch out and then just put a little bit of inch in. Now the next thing, before I can put the bridge in, the cover board like that there, which is made, and I've cut the insulation off so it goes to be flush, I've got to put the track down, but I don't want any joins in the track under there, so the flexi track is long enough to get out at both ends, and then there'll be a little bit from there to there, and I have to power it. I have to put some power to it because that piece doesn't have any power, so I'll put a power feed on this little piece before it joins that to make a block up. So that's what I'm up to now, and that's the little piece of track. I'm just cutting the slots in for where the wires will be. Right, so the cardboard's over to make the bridge, and as I said, under there is just one piece of track, so there's no joins on it, so I shouldn't have any problem at all. Famous last words. So I'm gonna just see about getting the entrance into the station going here. So this is going to be the station down here, as I've explained in the past. I can now join that track there. It's got power supply but not connected to that point there, which is the line what's going to take it to the fiddle yard from the inside line, because over there all the way around here it becomes the outside line. Now I was hoping, or the plan was, to have 3 lines on each line in the station. Now, I've opted not to for a couple of reasons, and the main reason is space, because I want the length of the station, so from about where the controller is all the way over to there has to be long enough for at least that train, and it is. As you'll see, straighten out, that's plenty long enough, even if I put another couple of coaches on. But what I was having trouble with was getting it round and a nice radius, and to get 8 foot down there before it goes under that tunnel. So I just had to give and take. There is the other point. I did have another point beyond there. I did consider moving that point down here, but it just wasn't working out. Now this line here is the line what comes off the helix, and that's how it joins onto this. It'll go round the outside there, all the way around to that point on the end of there, and then it's joined on. And how it gets back up the helix is over there, roughly where there's a point, and it cuts across and then comes round here and goes back up the helix. That's if a train is visiting, or I've sent Japan up there, or even iTrain has. So I am really happy that I've got at least one permanent line in. I may put, I'm going to put this line in here. There's going to be a platform in the middle. The station is going to be over here, and I'm going to maybe put this line in so I've got an extra storage. There is the point over there, as you can just see in the distance there, for it to join onto, and from that point there. And then I might stop laying track for a bit, because at least I can run one train round. I may put a temporary track on the outside line, because there's permanent about here, and I can just put temporary Kato and join it on to that point over there, and then I've got 2 circuits running, even though one's only just over half permanent. And then I need to do some scenery. I've had a great time fixing this, and then I need to get some electronics. But this, if I just go back and do a video of not forgetting where this train goes, when I say it goes round the helix and under the Trestle bridge, I'll show you again. So if you can imagine a train going around the top of the Trestle in America, you'll see Japan running underneath it. I just think that looks ace. I've just put this bullet train up to full power. and it fair whizzes round. I got this from Ali Pally, and I got this for Gemma because she loves this livery, and I had to get a decoder for it, and I thought, as much as spend X amount on a decoder, I'll get one with sound, and that bit of money can go to it. And I got the sound done at the York exhibition 2 weeks later, which is now a couple of weeks ago, and very nice too. It's done by the same company who actually supply Revolution trains with the sound decoders. So that's it started. There's the normal different horns, couplings, doors, fans, and loads of stuff. There's over 30, I think there's 30 different things you can ask it to do. But we'll get it to move off. As you can see, the light went off automatically. Sorry about that, going the wrong way with the old joystick. But it does sound very nice. So I'll take the camera off the tripod and just take some different shots. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm very happy, and I'll speak to you next week. And if you like, hit the like, and do comment and ask me, if you've got any questions. And If you hit the bell, it'll remind you of next week's video when it comes up. So thanks very much for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.